Today I want to talk about two phenomena: centralized electricity production, generation, and decentralized electricity generation. Centralized electricity generation is a classic way of generation of the electricity. Mostly the electricity is produced in a large, big centrals like thermic centrals. In thermic centrals they are using coal or gas, or hydroelectrical centrals. In hydroelectrical centrals they are using water. But both of them are centralized way of generation of the electricity. In centralized electricity generation, there is a big and one central electricity generation central or instrument. But in the decentralized way of the electricity generation, the electricity is produced in small units and by a lot of instruments. For example, here we can generate electricity by using decentralized energy sources like solar panel. Here in the city center we can produce that. So that it is called decentralized electricity generation. Which one is better, centralized or decentralized? Depends on the place and the time. Here, in a normal day, in the city center, in the center of the Madrid, it is better to use a centralized electricity. Why? Because here nobody wants to deal with the generation of the electricity. So that and also maybe centralized production here for the city center is more cheap. I am not sure about it, but it is more easy. In a normal day, in a normal city, centralized generation of electricity is preferable. But in an extraordinary situations like war or earthquake, the decentralized electricity generation is better. Why? Because in these situations, the centralized electricity generation is more vulnerable to the attacks or disasters. And the electricity is produced mostly generated from one big source. And if they attack this source, they can affect the generation of the electricity easily. But in the decentralized electricity generation, there are more than one source of the electricity. So that and they are not affecting each other. They are not affecting the production of the generation of the electricity of each other. So that the decentralized generation of the electricity is more preferable in an extraordinary situations. So these two terms are started to use in the last decade, after 2010 especially. Before 2010, the generation of electricity mostly were centralized, and the production, the generation in the centralized way of the generation of the electricity is more easy, the managing of the production. But in the decentralized way of the electricity generation, mostly are used solar energy or wind energy, and we cannot predict when the wind will blow or when the sun will shine. So that Yes, in the decentralized way of the generation of electricity, it is not easy to predict before, so that it has disadvantages too. Okay, today I want to try to explain these two phenomena. I hope it will be useful for you. Here in the city center of there is a normal day, normal, and the weather is very nice. And this is beer. This is a famous beer of Madrid.